Let us not forget that the residents of Camp Ashraf were designated by the United States as protected persons under the Geneva Conventions. In January 2009, the United States handed over to Iraq control over Camp Ashraf, handed over the security of the people to Camp Ashraf, and the international community was a witness to that handover. So if we fail to protect the people of Ashraf, then we are all complicit in that. If Iraq cannot or will not protect the residents of Camp Ashraf, then the international community must protect them. That is the essence of the principle of responsibility to protect. If responsibility to protect applies to the people of Misrata, it must also apply to the people of Camp Ashraf. Human rights makes no distinction. Human rights cannot be applied selectively. Human rights and human dignity do not disappear simply because governments and international organizations can't make up their minds about what the status of people are. There are some basic rights that adhere to people regardless of any status, and that includes the right to physical safety, to medical care, and to humane treatment. In addition to all the threats and fears and risks that the residents of Camp Ashraf have suffered so far, there is now concern that they could be forcibly relocated inside Iraq. People are not commodities to be moved against their will. Forcible relocation increases the risk of injury and death. It is not clear where the people are going to be moved inside Iraq or who will take care of them. How can the residents trust the government of Iraq to give them protection and assistance in any other location in Iraq when they have failed, when the government has failed to protect them in Camp Ashraf, which is under the glare of publicity every day? Relocation is fraught with risk if it is carried out with the consent of the residents. And I say that not simply from a theoretical perspective, but as someone who worked for 21 years as a humanitarian worker with the UN High Commissioner for Refugees. I have seen people forcibly relocated from the border of Thailand and Cambodia inside Thailand. I have seen how people were injured, killed, and hurt. But I also know that when situations like that arise, the international community has been able to find solutions. The international community found a solution for those people who were being forcibly removed from the border of Cambodia inside Thailand. The international community found a solution when Saudi Arabia said they were not willing to keep Iraqi refugees inside Saudi Arabia. Those people were resettled. They were resettled through the United Nations. So there is an answer for the residents of Camp Ashraf too. The residents of Camp Ashraf want to stay where they are now because it is close to their own homeland. But they themselves realize that it is better for them now to move. They are willing to move and be resettled elsewhere, in another country. I think that is an important message. That is an important breakthrough in resolving a situation that has been an extremely difficult one from a humanitarian perspective and also a political one. And here is an opportunity, by resettling the residents of Camp Ashraf elsewhere in Europe, there is an opportunity to solve both a humanitarian problem as well as a political one. So what needs to happen now? As Madame Rajavi said, first and foremost, protect people where they are right away. People are at risk right now. And that means effective monitoring of the camp by the ICRC, the International Red Cross, and by the United Nations. I have seen in many volatile situations around the world how international presence and international monitoring can calm down tensions. It relies on governments to provide visas. And that is where governments have to rise to the challenge. It is good to see the interest that the Italian Parliament is showing in the situation of Camp Ashraf. Thank you.